Hello everyone, my name is Jim. Today we're going to go over the quote-to-cash process for Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. The process is relatively easy. It starts with entering a sales quote, sending the sales quote to the customer, converting that quote into an invoice once the order has been made, post the invoice, and then convert the invoice into cash once payment is received. Let's move on to the system and see how this works. Okay, so here we are. Let's open up a sales quote. You can do that from the action pane. You can go up to the ribbon in sales and find it there, or you can simply do a search for sales quote. And there you go. So let's open one up. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and list the customer that is purchasing. We're going to go with School of Fine Art, 30,000. Now that we have that set, we can go in and enter the items that are being purchased. But before we go into that, let's go over to this information pane, and you can see here that you have the Sell to Customers sales history. Now this is actually kind of really important for you to note because it gives you information like ongoing sales quotes for your customers, posted sales shipments, and ongoing sales invoices. So you know what's going on with the client right from the top, and in order to minimize that, you just hit this button here and you open up your window. Now we're going to go in and we're going to go ahead and choose our item. There's a lot of ways of doing that. We can go ahead and either select from the drop down here, or we can go ahead and enter the item number. We're going to go with 91928 Amsterdam lamp. You can also do a search by even partial name, and we're going to go ahead and select the red swivel lamp from Amsterdam here. We're going to then go into our quantity. Also, you're going to see a lot of these little red asterisks. These delineate mandatory fields. If you don't fill out these fields, processing will error out and it will let you know. So we're just going to order one of these bad boys. There's nothing to assemble here, so we're going to skip that. Now we're going to see that our price is already listed. That's done from the item card. And also from the client card, you're going to see that the tax area code and the tax group code are already filled out. And here we have our total amounts with taxes. All right. So now that we have our sales quote, we can go ahead and send this quote. Now, for the purposes of this demo, usually what would happen is that you would send by email. If your SMTP settings are done correctly and you're linked to your Outlook, because Office integration is one of the great selling points of this entire suite, in the fact that it will work with all of your Office environment tools, including Outlook. This sandbox is not connected to my Outlook, so I'm not going to go that route. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and print. I'm going to preview. And you'll see our sales quote right here. Usually this would be emailed out as a PDF directly from your Outlook to the client, to the email that's already listed in the client card in the system. But for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and print this to PDF and then send it via regular email. All right. So that's pretty much how you get the quote to the client. Let's move on to see how we're going to go ahead and post this process and get ourselves paid. So what we're going to do that is we're going to go and convert the sales quote into an invoice. We're going to go to Process. We're going to go to Make Invoice. Do you want to convert quote to an invoice? Yes, we do. And you'll see that it is now SINV 102223. The quote is now no longer in the system. We've converted this into an invoice. We will open that up. And there are the details for your invoice. Let's go ahead and get rid of that and give us some more space. So we're going to go over and look at our invoice, make sure everything's correct. All the prices are there, everything is good. So we're going to go to posting and we're going to go ahead and post the invoice. Do you want to post the invoice? Yes, we do. And you'll see it's processing. And then it asks us if we want to go ahead and open our posted invoice 103216, and we're yes. And here it is, one posted invoice. You can look at the actual invoice itself by going to print. We're going to preview. You'll see that the client card for this has already been set up for PayPal as the payer. And there's our invoice. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and convert that invoice to cash. We're going to go back to our main page here. We're going to go to Cash Management, Cash Receipt Journals. We're going to see our general ledger here. We're going to open that up. We're going to set our posting date. Document type is a payment. Account type is customer. Our account is School of Fine Art. We pick that from our drop down. Go ahead and close this down, give ourselves a little bit more real estate there. You'll see that the amount is already posted. Balance account type, bank account. And let's go ahead and link the actual invoice to this. 3217. And that's applied. There we go. Now we can go ahead and post it. Yes, we want to post our journal lines. And now we see that our balance has been modified by the price of the product. And there you go, you got it. And that's it. That's the entire process from quote to cash using Dynamics 365 Business Central.